what have you kind of learned from guys like Aiden, Marcus, DJ that have helped you kind of grow your game so far these last couple of
I'll say their work ethic for sure. Aiden, he don't stop running. DJ, all those guys, they always continuing to get better, and I think it's gonna help me from taking plays off and stuff like that. Just keep going.
Is there a level of confidence that you've grown in yourself just coming out here? Like, I'm sure you knew what you were capable of, but to finally hit somebody in another NFL uniform, is there a little bit of a boost that you've gotten over the last few days?
I say I always had the confidence. Of course, it feels good when hit somebody. Like, again, since it's been a while since I put pads on, but like I said, I'm just out here trying to get better with my teammates.
I know you'd probably love to get the regular season going, get the games going. Is there part of you that wishes you could play in that Hall of Fame game this week?
I'm not playing.
I think that's what Coach said, right? The ones.
Oh, I didn't even know that. But I mean, it's another opportunity for the guys on the team to get better. I didn't know I wasn't playing, but of course I want to play. Help the team. But if they don't want me to play, then that's what it is.
What's the most important thing that you feel like you've learned so far through the first week plus of camp?
Take care of your body, for sure. From here to college is different. The practices are a little harder, so hydration, sleeping, stuff like that is definitely big.
What about as far as from a playbook perspective and just about getting your work in, watching film, listening to guys?
I'll say you definitely gotta work on your own. They don't tell you gotta be at meetings. You gotta look stuff up, your workouts and all that. You're always by yourself, so you gotta get the work in by yourself. And if you don't, then you're gonna be behind.
How valuable has it been to have DJ next to you and his veteran presence in the room?
I love DJ. Like I say, he's my big brother. I ask him for any advice for any play, anything. We're out there talking to each other every play, so definitely a big help.
Tyleik, I know the bet just came out a few days ago, but have you had a welcome to the NFL type of moment yet?
Today, actually, yeah. Tate got me pretty good today. I don't know if y'all seen it, but he got me pretty good today for sure.
Tell us about that play.
I mean, it's just it's a long drive, and he just came off the ball, and, he hit me. So, iron sharpens iron, so we're going to have my good plays. He's going to have his good plays, and he got me today for sure.
It's nice to have, rookie mates like that, doesn't it, that you guys can really learn from each other? And how much do you talk about what kind of things you're looking at, how to exploit, defenses, vice versa?
Yeah, like I said, I'm always in contact with him. We're pretty close. Like I said, today he got the better of me for sure. But we've been going back and forth throughout the camp for sure.
Speak to your level of comfortability in this offense. I mean, it looks pretty sharp out there for first, second, and third.
Yeah, I think it's a high-volume offense, but I think we've done a really good job of installing it, and I think just as the day goes on, I get more and more comfortable with it. So it's been good. I like it a lot.
Obviously, when we talk more and we hear that they're going to do a lot of something golf-like, what in this offense do you like, and what fits you and your skill set?
I think as a backup quarterback, you got to kind of like what the starter likes in general, because that's what they're going to call. But fortunately for me, I think me and Jared play a similar game. He's obviously one of the best in the league, but I think from a timing perspective and getting the ball out, finding your outlets, and letting your skill players work, I see the game the same way he does.
How would you describe your camp so far? How do you think you played so far, and just how much have you enjoyed the competition aspect of it?
I mean, just competition every year for me, so it's a norm, and it's a good part of it. It brings the best out of everyone, and it's been good. I think we've all just been getting better every day, and just trying to hone in the offense in general, and just keep getting better. Yeah, I mean, they do a good job of hiding it. I think for us, it's more of just let's try and figure out when it's coming and where they're coming from. But it's tough, man. They do a really good job of disguising it. They do a good job of getting home when we're going the right way and trying to pick it up. So it's been good. It's been good for us as an offense too to see it. I mean, the preseason games are important. It's been important my whole career. I've been trying to make teams since year one, going to year 8 now. So it's, I've played countless preseason games. They're all important, but just go out there and execute. That's always what I say.
What's going to be an emotional/mental challenge of bouncing around a little bit and like you said, trying to learn an offense and get a job each year?
I think it's just meeting new people. It's creating the new relationships in every building you go into, and you step into a locker room of 90 new players and 20 new coaches and nutrition staff and strength staff, and it just takes a while to develop those relationships. And sometimes when you're there for a year and you end up not being re-signed and come back, it's tough, because you develop good relationships with those people. But I think that's the hardest part, but it's also the coolest part about it.
How so far?
Yeah, I think the older you get, the more comfortable you get quicker. I think had to create so many relationships with so many people over the last 8 years with so many new people. So I'm starting to get good at it, and I've been 4 new offenses in the last 4 years. So it's more about just learning a new language essentially every year. But it's been good. I think the way Coach Borton's been putting it in has been great. It's clicking for everyone. It's a lot, but I think everyone's working really hard to figure it out. It's been good.
Sorry for being asked this, but just what's the biggest thing you want to show Thursday night? What would you walk off the field being like, okay, that was a good?
Just playing a good, clean game. Executing football, nothing crazy. Same thing I do every day out here at practice. Just show up, execute the plays that are called, do my job. That's it.
So, what will it take Thursday for you to walk off the field and be like, okay, that was a good performance, that was a good first game, that was a good first step there?
Yeah, just controlling what I can control, demanding, my presence in the huddle, and pushing my troops down the field, to put points on the board.
How much has that part of it evolved for you? The huddle, just getting the plays. How much more comfortable do you feel now heading into year 3? It certainly looks like out there.
Yeah, a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident. My teammates can hear it in my voice, a lot more flexion, a lot more control at the line, and that comes from the trust from my teammates and coaches.
And year 3, what was the big thing that you wanted to work on this summer and get better at? Do you feel that you've done that yet?
Biggest thing I wanted to work on was just timing, playing in rhythm, and footwork. Really, I definitely feel like I've made a huge jump in those regards, and ball placement.
Seems like you've developed a nice connection with Isaac so far. What have you liked about him?
He's in the right place at the right time. He's a guy that wants to come in and get better every day, and I applaud him for that. So we're just going to continue to move forward and grow together.
Just the experience you have now and so far in this camp, I guess, how does that change your perspective of maybe where you were at last season? Because I know you were second year, but did you still feel like a rookie at that point?
Yeah, I did. Truly taking a full calendar year off, something I've never done before. So really getting my feet back under me and playing at a high level like I know I can, I really feel like myself again.
Hendon, how do you balance how important these preseason games are for you with not making them too big at the same time?
Another day at the office. So keeping the main thing, controlling what I can control and having fun. It's a game at the end of the day. So coming out and enjoying myself and playing at a high level is what I strive to do every day.
We've heard some players, newer ones or ones that haven't been to this camp yet, say how difficult it is and they have to get used to it. Why is it the length of schedule? Is it the intensity of practice? What makes it tough?
I have no idea. This is all I know. So since being here, my first day in the NFL, I know no different. So it's just another day at work for me.
And what would it be like to be a part of that first preseason game, kind of a kickoff to the football season for everybody, to have the eyes of the league on you guys? What will it be like on that stage?
Very special. Very special, to be at such a, high praised game as the Hall of Fame game. Very exciting to get out there with the rookies, and this being their first NFL game, it being a Hall of Fame game is really cool as well.
During team drills, Hendon, just looking across the line, does anyone stand out, especially to you on the defensive side of the ball?
We got some young guys up front. Ahmed, he plays, with a chip on his shoulder every play and has a lot of energy, great motor, and a great teammate as well. Then, of course, the guys in the back end have been playing really high level. Pittman has been playing at a really high level as well, and Grant Stroud as well.
Much has been made of trying to increase the vertical passing game. I mean, is that something that you kind of focused on when just throwing more of those deep shots, I guess, and working with the receivers on that? I mean, is that something that you kind of spent some time during this offseason doing?
Not so much of the deep shots, more so the timing routes. So the digs, the outs, anticipating their break, putting the ball where only my guy can get it.
What has been the biggest change for you with Gary Glasgow?
I think the biggest change has just been, us really dialing it up downfield a lot more often, which is something I enjoy doing. So, being able to get my guys one-on-one routes and let them be them, that's been the biggest difference.
In terms of your interactions with him, what's he asking you to do that maybe others haven't?
Yeah, just continue to control the huddle. That's the biggest thing right now. And, I'm striving every day to get better at that. But he's very encouraging, very energetic. Every meeting, it's always something new that he throws at us. So he wants to challenge us and wants us to be the best.
Does he want you to throw? Be aggressive and trying to look downfield? Does he? Not worry about the possibility that a turnover could happen or something. How is he coaching you in that regard?
No, he wants us to take what the defense gives us. So the play has answers. Let's find our answers and let's get our guys the ball and just play smart. Take care of the ball. That's the biggest thing. The ball is the number one. Number one thing in all of football. So the ball is our job to take care of. So we're going to continue to do that.
How do you balance that?
Yeah, as far as physical, for sure. Continue to build that mental side is my biggest concern right now.
You've been working with a backup center and kind of cycling through a whole bunch, different one every day. What kind of challenge does that present, and what do you like from that room?
Yeah, it's not really a challenge. They're all very smart and all very talented, and they all just want to, come out and do their job at the best of their ability. So every day just coming out here and seeing their smiling faces, they bring energy. It's always a pleasure to be around those big guys.
You mentioned taking care of the ball. How do you balance that with trying to be aggressive and maybe take a shot deep? How does that factor into your?
The shots will present themselves, and when they do present themselves, I'll put the ball in the right location with great timing and accuracy. So just continue, just play through the game and take what the defense gives me. As I said before, that's how I take care of the ball.
How does it feel to have Jabari with you, and how do you guys, lean on each other?
Yeah, it's incredible. It feels like we're back at Tennessee. Those 2 years we spent together, we spent a lot of time off the field together as well. So just being back in the backfield, it's still me and him having those same little conversations about, hey, take this one to the house, or hey, I got you on this play right here. It's real. It's a really special bond that we have.
What do you think you guys can unlock with using Jimmy or Moore as a receiver, maybe having him on the field at the same time with David?
They're both so special. So you want to get your best guys the ball. Ja is someone who wants to expand his game and wants to be better at the receiving aspect. We see what he can do in the backfield, and whenever we can get him the ball and have the threat of Demo back there, it's a two-headed monster in itself.
When it comes to your extra time on the jugs machine, have you always been a jugs guy, or is this you trying to make up for getting other catches and sharing the load this time of year?
Yeah, I think jugs is just a great way. If you don't have a quarterback or a quarterback doesn't want to, wear out his arm, it's a great way to get reps in. I don't even know if we had a jugs machine when I was in high school. I also played quarterback, so I wasn't really catching the ball. Hillsdale, we might have had one jugs machine, but we never really used it. So I definitely started using it a little bit more when I got to Arkansas, but now it's something that's been harped into us. Just getting those extra reps, getting those extra catches in is definitely going to help down the road. So just making sure, you think about Amon-Ra, and sets the example, doing 201 or whatever it was every day. So just kind of following the standard of what it means to be a Detroit Lion.
It does seem like Amon-Ra is giving you a little time, and I don't want to say mentorship if that's early, but it seems like he's lent his ear and himself to you a little bit. What has that relationship been like?
Yeah, I think all the older guys in the room, I can learn everything from them. They all have a different kind of play style, so I think I can just learn from the way they go about the game, obviously their mentality, just the way they carry themselves. I think there's just so much to learn from that room.
When it comes to the sparkle and shine of the Lions camp, everybody loved to spend the summer talking about how you grew up a Lions fan and the enthusiasm you bring, and not like we're doubting that goes away, but has at least that sort of razzle-dazzle worn off for you to be able to just focus on the football of it, or does that never wear off?
I don't think I want it to wear off. I think, I want to come out here with that kind of gratitude and appreciation every single day. Obviously, when I'm out there grinding, I'm not necessarily thinking about, oh man, if I was a kid. I'm just thinking about going and making the plays that we've been talking about in the meeting rooms and we've been practicing. So for me, I want to have that heart. That's the way I want to play the game. But like you said, at the end of the day, we're just playing football. So.
What's your thoughts on Scotty so far?
Love him. Passionate guy. I think like the older receivers in our room, we got a lot to learn from him. Obviously, he's a very smart guy. I'm just listening to him talk sometimes. It's like sometimes it's a little over my head, so we got to bring it down a little bit. But I think he's a great coach and a great mentor.
Much has been made of the vertical passing game. I guess this team trying to grow that. How much do you feel like, given what you've done in the past, you could really be a factor in that and trying to, I guess, help along, Coach Morgan's ambitions, I guess, with expanding that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the vertical passing game is just every other thing that you have to be able to do well in order to open that up. You can't just have a vertical passing game, if you don't have a run game, if you don't have that short passing game. So it all ties in together. So just utilizing everyone on the offense. When you think of JMO as a deep threat, you can sometimes think of those bigger guys as the deeper threats. But even the smaller guys, Amon-Ra, Khalif, we use those guys as a deep threat as well. So it's really just a whole, it's a huge dynamic of everyone going out there and doing their job.
What have you seen from the progression in that regard? Obviously, a couple practice ago, you finished the practice obviously with a nice catch on the long pass. But I mean, just in general, how do you feel like that part of the game has evolved, I guess, in the training camp so far?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just comes along with the installs. The first couple of days, we didn't necessarily have those plays installed. So as the playbook expands a little bit and we have that opportunity to throw the ball downfield, I think we're all very eager to do that. So it was nice we could execute on that.
The speed and physicality is something that young guys are always caught by when they show up here. I know you haven't had game action yet, but what have you noticed about that just here?
Yeah, I'd say physicality is the biggest thing. Obviously, everyone's fast, especially being from the SEC. You know what it's like to face guys that are fast and physical, but like you said, it's a different level here. There's sometimes I'm going in there to block a safety, and I feel a little more pop than I did when I was back in college. So just remember, I got to be lower, bring the heat every single play, and then, like you said, with the whole speed thing, just making sure full speed with everything I do, whether it's run or pass, and just go and make a place.
And I know, Coach Campbell made a note of that too. You've had to push through here in some of these early practices. What value is there, just especially mentally, being able to do that physically this time?
Yeah, I think it just takes grit. I mean, I don't want to be corny, but that's really what it comes down to, and I think that's why our word is grit here at the Lions. It was hot yesterday. A lot of us had to push through a lot, but I mean, that's just our mentality is no matter the circumstance, we're going to get up and go to the next play. And, if you're hurting, suck it up, keep going.
And you're taking full reps and stuff right now, but I know that the Lions are cautious when it comes to long-term injuries or anything because it is, of course, early in the progression. Just for those who don't know, how is the leg? How are you feeling at full speed?
Oh, I feel good. Maybe it looks a little bit worse than it actually is. A little bit of pain, but I mean, it's nothing serious at all. It's really just more of a nagging pain than anything to be concerned about.
We've had the sleeve off, I guess, the last couple of days. I mean, was that a sign of the progress that I guess it's made, or you just feel?
The sleeve is just butt ugly, so I didn't want to wear it. No, it was more of like a precautionary thing for contact, kind of having an extra cushion. It wasn't really preventing any pain.
Sure.
So I just kind of felt like it was unnecessary, and it was, like I said, it was really ugly. So the trainers were okay with me not wearing it. So once they said that, I took it off.
With this, shake up in the interior, the fact that this situation, this current arrangement, will give you the best opportunity to do that with you at center and Tate at right, and Christian at left.
I'm kind of confused about the question.
Just the idea that you guys.
I think we'll be fine. I mean, I think we have a lot of good defensive players we're going to be playing this year, but I think that we're going to, we're working hard, we're doing our thing, and our defense is giving us a good look too. Those guys are good, so I think that we get better out here every day, and I think that things will take care of themselves.
Graham, when you walked off the field, you said just is that all sweat just dripping out of your gloves?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's a sign of how much you guys
practice. Yeah, today wasn't even that bad. Yesterday was terrible, but today wasn't that bad.
Give me a sense of what kind of things you guys accomplish when you scrimmage and what you've learned about this offensive line so far.
Well, even just today, I mean, things didn't start well. There's some breakdowns in run blocking, breakdowns in protection. And then by about the, third, fourth drive, we kind of got things ironed out. And then from there, we were just moving the ball, we were scoring, we were kicking field goals, and everything was good. And I think that when you get put into a situation like this, I mean, just because it's like a normal game. Just because the first couple of drives are bad doesn't mean the whole game has to be bad. So seeing some resiliency out of the offense today, the O-line was awesome.
How does the protection change with more long developing routes, deeper routes, and such? I mean, from your standpoint, can you take us into how that does change a little bit? When you have those kind of.
Typically when that happens, I feel like you'll probably get a chip or a nudge or whatever for the tackles, and then that kind of helps you shore up the inside a little bit more. So everything kind of works together. Usually they're not going to have you going like a five-man pro if they're saying, hey, we're going to throw this ball 40 yards. So As I said, everybody just working together, making sure that there's good chips and good work from inside out. I think that's probably most important. Depth and width of the pocket.
Does Dan give you guys an indication? I mean, I know obviously you're a very veteran guy in this league. Preseason games aren't typically something you play in, but with the composition of the offensive line and a lot of young guys in there and you guys trying to learn each other, will you guys see some time in the preseason games that you know of?
I have no idea. That's a question for Dan.
Okay. So he hasn't discussed any of that for you guys yet?
No.
Could something like that be helpful, or?
I mean, I think that, a lot of other teams aren't going to play their starters either, so I feel like half the time we're getting better work probably out here, and we have a lot of joint practices coming up, and I feel like in a lot of ways that kind of takes the place of necessary preseason game work. So, as I said, that's up to him, but we'll see.